What's going on, you guys? Kenny here, also known as Fan85. Welcome back to another Y in YT, or Y on YouTube, where we talk to creators, viewers, who the hell ever wants to come on, really. It puts everybody in the spotlight. Bit of a project here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. As of this recording, we released our first episode with Crude Films. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's also more interviews coming up as well. But tonight we're talking with Palnai. Palnai is a YouTuber, has been a YouTuber for a long time, almost as nearly as long as I have, and kind of underrated in my opinion, because this guy is a machine when it comes to pumping out videos. It is insane. In fact, I think he's backlogged at least for a year when it comes to videos being scheduled. I could be overshooting that a little bit, but anyway, how are you doing, man?
Not bad. You were pretty right on the year. I have a few different backlogs going on, and at least two, I think, reach into 2021.
Holy cow.
Um, I I've just fallen behind on the actual editing and uploading on them, so it's kind of hard to judge where they are.
That's
But
just that's just a crazy amount of videos, man.
I do remember I've currently a Witcher 3 playthrough going out right now, and I do know that
Right.
end reaches the end of like November this year.
Woo-wee. It's
I then
crazy.
have the next series already recorded, Path of Exile Betrayal, and my second run of Grim Dawn.
Man, that's nuts. I'm telling you, he's a machine, man. You're a machine. Um, it's crazy though. So, like Witcher, for example, like how many parts did that have to it?
I think I'm in the 400s right now.
Oh my god, that's
Most of them are
nuts.
most of them are 20 minutes long. Some are I know I made a mistake when I was recording it, so some ended up at 40. Think of an hour long
Wow.
or so in there as well.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. I mean, you put me to shame, back when I was cranking them out. And that's the thing, like people, I've had friends, come at me and like, dude, how do you put out 5 or 6 videos a day? I'm like, man, I'm nothing compared to this dude Palnay I know. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. So, for those that don't know, Palnay is actually from a little green island called Ireland. Fantastic dude. Um, and you've been doing it for a while. When did you actually start creating?
I'm not sure. I started around when I left secondary school. I think it's 5, 6 years by now.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was 2013. No, actually, no, that would be 7 years by now.
And it's only been YouTube, right? I don't think you've been on any other.
I uploaded a few videos to a now defunct site. I actually honestly can't remember what it was called. It was
Huh?
one of the people trying to compete with YouTube, but
Gotcha.
haven't touched like Twitch and the like.
Yeah, YouTube's a bit of a juggernaut. There's been a lot of them that have gone the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, so getting to you personally. Um, First of all, let me go ahead and ask: Is when you're growing up, you're how old now?
I'm 24.
24. So I feel old. Um, what when you were growing up, what did you want to be?
Uh, Personally, I never really thought about it. I was kind of told by some relative, okay, you're going to be a doctor,
Mm,
and so I sat on that, sure,
right.
but I never really put any thought into it. It was just like, okay,
You're just living,
uh, yeah, pretty much.
just living. Gotcha. Um, I dig it. I dig it. So, what is in Ireland when it comes to like growing up and everything? I'm guessing. Did you go to public school?
I did. Um, I think one of my schools was considered private. I actually went to four.
Okay.
I had to leave the first. Um, I had to leave two because of bullying. I think
Yeah.
the fourth one was technically a private school.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So it that I was curious about that. Like, if going to school in Ireland is kind of the same as in America. So it seems like it is relatively similar. So that's cool. Um, did you? By the way, if there's any questions I'm going to be asking that it's nothing you want to answer, just say so.
Um,
Feel free to speak up a little bit if you need to. Um,
the issue with me is I don't know when to shut up, basically. There's very little I won't answer.
I mean that just means you make a great interviewee. You know. So yeah, I mean I've never, like, for those that don't know, Palnai and I have known each other for more than a few years now. I came
Mm.
across his channel, and he's a smaller YouTuber, but he deserves so much more subscribers. My God, I can't tell you.
I'm
Um,
blushing so much right now.
you, well, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Like, they would never be disappointed with your content. It's crazy. You'd always have something to watch. Um, and it's not like my channel. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a video that you've done that didn't have commentary in it. Like, I don't think you've just ever done just like gameplay videos. It's always got commentary.
There are a few commentaryless ones upcoming, but
Hmm.
that's solely because XSplit bugged out on me when I was recording them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was thinking about adding some post commentary to them, but when I was actually working it out, it ended up being like over 7 hours of footage. XSplit screwed me on.
Ooh-wee.
Um, at the very least, there is still the in-game music, but
Yeah.
it didn't cut it all sound. But yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Okay, well, let's shift it a little bit. Let me ask you this, and I ask everybody this. When it, do you, okay, my phone just distracted me. I'm sorry, you guys. Um, I did a lot of moving today on a personal note, and I got people messaging me left and right. Um, Let me ask you this: if someone was to make a movie about your life, who would play you?
I'm not sure.
Who would you want to play you?
Hmm.
Like a favorite actor, favorite comedian, maybe? It's a tough question.
It is because
It's
I'm just thinking like I I'm just realizing shit. I don't know many actors or comedians or anyone. It's just like I can think of a few names, but yeah, I don't think I look like Chris Hemsworth.
Well, they don't have to look like you necessarily. Who would you
Uh,
want? Who would you want to play you? You want Thor to play you?
no,
We'll
he was
get
just.
Thor to play you.
uh, I always thought someone would want to know how my hammer's hanging.
Oh
Um,
snap! You would be constantly hammered. It wouldn't be that shocking though. But you would be everybody's hero and godlike. Four of them. What now?
I'm feeling Thor.
So, oh snap! Am I a thorn in your side? Is that where this is going? Good lord.
I think this is approaching, Geneva call territory here.
Yeah, dad humor left and right.
Uh,
Um, okay, let's go with Chris Hemsworth. Let's go with Chris
sure.
Hemsworth because the last picture I saw of you, you guys kind of have the same amount of hair anyway, especially in the Thor role. So,
Hmm.
um, all right. So with that, um, when it comes to your life, what has been one of the greatest challenges that you've ever come across?
Greatest challenges. Hmm.
Like on a personal note, is it just something you were confronted with? You don't have to go into details, but something that made you feel empowered that you were actually able to conquer it or, you know, fix it, something like that.
While I've faced a lot of challenges in different ways, I've never really felt empowered for facing them and whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, in a lot of the cases, I just simply tumbled my way through them. I didn't. I just survived.
Fair
Well,
enough.
even when I have terrible social anxiety, for example.
Hmm.
It's one of the many things I suffer with. I got a list.
Right.
Uh, even when I say, fight the social anxiety and talk to the person in the shop, I don't ever. I might feel a bit good about it, but it's never a big thing for me.
Okay.
I don't get very much of a high off, facing the challenges. I face a strong negative side to it of,
Right.
the fear and whatnot, but I don't really get the elation of succeeding.
Okay. So you just kind of roll with it for the most part then.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. Yeah, and social anxiety is a hell of a beast to wrestle with.
Mhm.
Hell of a beast.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not easy for those to deal with it either. So I feel you there. Um, okay, so why don't we shift away from that for a bit? Let me ask you this: you obviously, the people I've interviewed on here, they're either streamers or they're content creators, or it's a combination of both, or streamers or video creators, or it's a combination of both. You, and I think I know the reason why, but you just mainly do videos, right? Like, have you ever attempted to stream at all?
I haven't, no.
Okay, is that because I know that with, and I could be wrong here, correct me if I am, but I know that where you're at, like location wise, your signal, or your connection isn't very reliable.
It's typically fine. Sometimes it has been dodgy.
Okay,
The reason why it's typically just it's extra control over my what I'm making. Sometimes
gotcha,
I say something and I get frustrated and it's like, let's edit that out.
gotcha.
Or I sometimes I'll be honest, I've something really annoys me and I just start complaining about it and then I realize, shit, this went on for 20 minutes.
Went into a
I
rant.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do good and not have those in my videos. If you ever see a video marked with tangent, that's one of them.
Tangent. Gotcha. All right.
It'll be in the subheading. You can fair chance you can probably just skip that episode in its totality, uh, or at least a fair portion of it.
Right.
Um, I do know I actually slipped into old habits more recently. I was recording a bit of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Hope you
Uh-huh.
don't mind me plugging these random things that I'm recording.
No, you're good.
Um, I end up sitting just. I was reading in one of the mails you can read in the game. That was
Hmm.
on one of the computers, and I end up there's just some phrasing in it just bothered me. So I ended up spending 20 minutes just complaining about it and just not just it within the game itself, but used elsewhere.
Gotcha.
If you can, I'm being vague here. It's just
Yeah.
I just probably feels if I go into detail, it's gonna spill into here too.
Gotcha. So okay, so no, that's I mean that's cool though, because there's plenty of other content creators that go into these rants. I know, God knows I have. You go into this stuff and it's just like, okay, I probably could have cut that off a little bit sooner. You know, but but that is no, and you're right. That's one of the major advantages to video creation, because you can edit out certain things. So is it fair to say that because of that, maybe your social anxiety feeds into the not really streaming?
Yeah, that would impact it as well, certainly.
Okay, all
Um,
right. I'm curious about that, and the reason I say that is because what it does is it actually does kind of show a point that um, anxiety issues can definitely feed into potential hobbies that you might want to try, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna kind of stay away from that,
mm,
So,
certainly, I've recorded a bit of Dota a while back, Dota
mhm.
2. I was terrified, even when I was like started recording. And if you see the first episode, see me being nervous and actually trying to go into one of the matches. I'll try like, okay, it'll so practice first, or just
Yeah,
the anxiety of trying it.
because of the
Um,
multiplayer aspect.
yeah, and I've
Yeah,
tried a bit of League before, and the communities tend to be a little combative. So
which kind of points to one of the facets of your channel. It's mainly single player games.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So with that said, um, the like we mentioned earlier, you crank out these videos like crazy. Do you, and and again, like I said, you're a smaller YouTuber, you're underrated. You should have more subscribers, in my opinion, but it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Mm.
Um, but you obviously don't do it for the subscriber count. You do it because you enjoy making videos.
I do, and I've certainly found it to be blunt. It's a bit of a crutch of a sort, I guess, in some ways.
Hmm.
Um, I know I can't really put a finger on, it exactly,
Hmm.
but it's like it feels a slot in my life that isn't been filled in other ways.
Right.
Uh, like
Is it? Let me take a shot here because I actually know what you're talking about. Because I know as a creator myself, at least speaking to a camera, talking into a mic, live streaming, engaging with people on a live platform, I know what it's done for me is that it's engaging with people without actually having you do it in person. So is it kind of the same when it comes to your videos? Is that it's kind of you're recording your gameplay, playing games you enjoy, while talking about them, while just kind of putting your voice out there and just saying, world, this is what I like to do. This is me in a way.
yeah, 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 that's it.
Yeah.
It's feeling that's a social need kind of thing.
Right. Right. Outreaching, basically.
Mm.
Getting your voice out there and just putting a piece of yourself out into the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I get that. I totally get that. That's like when I first started doing it. There was, I mean, there were people I talked to, and I had family and stuff, but there was always a part that felt that I I wanted to reach. I wanted to reach out and like put my unfiltered voice out there. Obviously, with editing, you can filter out stuff, but in a way, you can still be your nerdy self, your awkward self in ways. And if people like it, people like it. If not, they don't have to watch it, basically.
Mm.
So that's cool. I mean, I get that. I'm totally right there with you, brother. Hmm.
Mm.
So, okay. So what was your? So that's obviously a big part of why you do YouTube. What what was your introduction into creating though? Like what made you say, "Well, I'll give this a shot."
For years, um, I don't remember when I started. I when I was a lot younger, I used to be like watching podcasts and the like, and I
Mhm.
think I had some like want to make one myself, but it was a thought floating around and just dissipated. Um, at some stage, I stopped listening to them, and I started watching YouTube videos, um, variety of different YouTubers, and eventually, um, I I can't put when. I just eventually felt like I wanted to start making them myself.
Okay. So you were inspired by watching other videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which yeah, I mean that pretty much tends to be how it happens though, I think.
Mm.
Um and it's now let me ask you this as a creator because you obviously there are folks that engage with you on your channel. I've noticed it in the comments. You seem to have your regular folks that do pop into your videos to say hi or to randomly comment.
Hmm.
Has anybody ever came to you yet in your years of doing it and say, "Hey, I've really enjoyed your content. You're kind of the reason I've started my own channel."
No, sadly, no.
Okay, give it time. It's actually a really cool feeling to have that.
Yeah.
I hope that happens for you someday because it really is a
Mm.
feeling of people heard me,
Mm.
people. So that's I wish that for you. I seriously do.
Mm.
But I was
Thanks.
I was curious about that because that is the beginning. Um, so anyway, I'm sorry. We've always really kind of chatted really well, and we got a good vibe for each other.
Mm.
We have our for those at home, we have our awkward moments, just like every other dude to dude conversation. Um, but I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into where you get into YouTube, which is what I try to do with these videos. So, um, okay, on a personal note, for your in your personal life, is there, aside from creating, and hopefully there's something aside from creating, um, what is a perfect afternoon for you?
Hmm. To be honest, not something I've really thought about. Um,
Is there is there anything else aside from creating that you feel at ease doing?
I suffer with terribly with anxiety, so one
Yeah,
thing or another tends to get me panicked or flustered.
gotcha.
Um, I actually, like I was saying, I actually have a list of things
Yeah,
beyond the social anxiety of general anxiety and OCD. So
yeah, gotcha.
it's I tend to be just a ball of tension.
Yeah,
Um, I suppose you know maybe not perfect, but I just I've never really thought of it in those kind of terms, and that kind of way. But I know meeting up with friends, going out,
right.
not necessarily out drinking unless it's to a cafe or something.
Okay, all right.
Though giddy on coffee is the same as drunk me, so
Okay, so caffeine is a bit of a kryptonite.
yeah,
Nice.
in
I never knew that.
more ways than one.
I never knew that. um, so there are obviously people you engage with socially.
Yeah.
Who's the funniest person in your circle?
Hmm. I'm not sure. Um, Primarily, it's actually just me and another guy. There's
Okay,
two. Basically, he's two other friends that I may see once in a while, but it's just mainly me and the other guy. In person, at least.
okay. So you could probably count yourself as the funniest guy in your circle.
Yeah, I'm the only one voting, so.
Hey, there you go. I mean, that's cool. Um, okay, so obviously editing and creating is a big part of your life.
Mm,
Um, is there YouTube related or even streamer related on other platforms? Is there a person that you would love that you look up to, basically
hmm.
that maybe not so much inspires you, but just somebody that you could take as an example and say they've done some great work. I'd like to, be equal to that possibly.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure, to be honest. Again, that's something haven't really thought of,
Yeah.
and um, like I know I saw one guy's thing, and it's just um, like he did some series on YouTube, and I was thinking, oh, that's fun. I wouldn't mind doing something like that myself. But beyond that, there's no one really I like looked up to or
Okay.
whatnot. It's just I don't know.
What what about like somebody you would love to collab with at some point that you never really have?
Um,
Anybody like that?
Beyond collabing more with you,
Yeah, right.
uh, I'm not sure, to be honest. Kind of awkwardly, for the last while, I've kind of fallen out of watching YouTube videos.
You got sucked into the creating hole.
Well, I was actually looking at just basically just reading stuff online.
Oh, okay.
Um, I was getting caught up with that. Um,
Anything noteworthy?
I have a few different manga I found,
Cool.
um, but basically just caught up with them.
Yeah.
And I just kind of fell out of I know watching YouTube videos and the like. Even then, I've just been watching um, like this one YouTuber. I had his list that I used to watch, and I've only been looking at his stuff as of late.
Okay.
Um, I
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say I'm not sure why. I've just kind of drifted away from it a bit for some reason. I've been a bit off for the last while.
Well, and it definitely gets like that too. I mean, especially when you create, you know, you
Mm.
you kind of want to drift away from the source for a while and just go to something else. So I
In
can,
my case. sorry.
No,
In
no,
my
no.
case, reason I was off was it's actually really embarrassing to admit this because it feels really silly,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just part of how my head ends up working. Um, I noticed I started drifting away from it beyond um, a good while back. Um, I think I drifted away from the YouTube stuff and started looking at some Amazon Prime videos and the like, but drift away from that altogether. Um, sorry, I'm feeling
No, no,
flustered
no.
now.
No, you're good. You're
Uh,
good. It's late night anyway.
true, it's 11 minutes past 4 here over
Yeah.
in Ireland.
Right.
Um, but I had a bit of an existential crisis,
Okay.
and I've just been like every day I'm terrified of my inevitable demise. Just every day, just low level stress, just thinking of, well, I'm gonna die someday.
Right.
It's not fun,
Well, and
and
yeah, and extreme anxiety does that to you.
yeah.
You know, it really does. I don't really think that's anything to be embarrassed about personally. It's just
The,
me.
the, the reason it started was because I've read Girls Last Tour. That's manga.
Okay.
For whatever reason, just like different, like for a long, just like looking back on myself, I can't speak to like it's to a great degree of accuracy. Hindsight isn't always 2020. You can make invent memories. You can
Right.
bias memories one way or the other.
Right.
But I've kind of felt like I've in the past I used to kind of live in a fog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I remember my nan saying some questionable things as I was growing up, and me just like, oh yeah, yeah, maybe you're right, and it just not affecting me at all. Just you know,
Yeah.
waves across rocks,
Right.
and basically I was just what I was getting at. Some things I would just suddenly read something or see something, it suddenly makes me realize something about myself. Like I was watching one show before and saw the character surrounded by friends and whatnot, and suddenly I'm like, shit, I'm lonely. I was fine up to that point, but
Right.
suddenly makes me realize, like, you know, I do actually want, I want to talk to people more and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just that it's embarrassing to say what's caused it because it just seems rather silly to me.
It's actually, in my experience anyway, fairly normal. At least for me, because I go through the same thing, especially like when it comes to media, TV, movies, books, music. Um, you kind of look at different situations, and it's like it makes you analyze your own life. You know,
Mm.
it makes you look at it and be like, wow, that's either me or it's not me. But I kind of wish I was at that point, or I wish I kind of had that in my life. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
It's so again, at least to me, it seems fairly common. The biggest thing, though, the thing that's the heaviest, is when you have certain amplified characteristics that cause that to feel so freaking heavy
Mm.
that it's crippling almost, you know? And that's one of the hardest freaking things. I mean, for me personally, anyway, with my mental disorder, stuff like that can hit you. And video games, especially, um,
Mm.
because they're so engaging. And I don't know if you've faced that same thing or not at times, but especially story-driven games like we play, because you and I are heavy single-player game players,
Mm.
um, and there's a lot of story element in there. So, and when you're engaging with these characters, especially like for example, Geralt as an example, you know, the way when I was streaming it, I still felt it in the back of my mind. I was like, this is a dude. He's a fictional character, but he's a guy that, aside from the magic and the swords, he's obviously got away with the ladies, you know. This
Mm.
guy, and again, it's purely scripted, but this guy is that guy that can go around and get laid pretty much any time he wants to, kind of thing. And it's it's crazy to think that you really would set that standard for yourself, that you'd wish for that. But I could say for me personally, it really did mess with me sometimes, and it made me analyze my own life of where am I at, like when it comes to women, you know, even like in my own marriage, where. And for like 2 or 3 days after, like during the first after the first sex scene in Witcher, I was like, I can't make love like that. I can't do that. I wish I could. But am I that less of a man that I can't do that for him? It's game characters, but it makes you think, and it can get so heavy that you realize it's just like, damn it, why can't I be like that? You know? So that's just on a personal note, and it did happen, and I was down for at least 3 or 4 days. Amber, as some of you guys may not know, that was my wife. She consoled me as a wife does, but if I'm being honest, I wish it would have helped more, but it didn't. And because every time I looked at her, I just felt so disappointed in myself that I couldn't do it. So I don't know if that's on the same level that where it hits you, but it definitely hits me. So um,
I
it
can't really
gets
comment on it because I've never quite felt that way. It's um, sexual side of stuff I haven't really thought much on.
right. No, no, no. Yeah, well, and I get that, but what I basically I just say that as an example of
Mm.
how characters in relatable situations where they can amplify your need for something.
Just to be clear, I'm not sure how much came across. To be honest, I'm never sure quite how I sound when I speak.
Uh-huh.
That little, I think it fostered laugh or something there. It wasn't anyway. At you, it was more of a. Like, I have to be full disclosure, confession box here. I've never romantically held hands with a girl. I'm kind of lacking a lot on that front, if you get me.
Okay.
So it's
Let me go ahead and ask you. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to restart over on this?
no, this is fine.
You're good with
I've
it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit awkward, but I think I've said all of this at one stage or another in one video or another.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because I know we got kind of personal here. I know I did. I mean, I opened that box. So,
Mm,
um, but I guess I don't know. I guess I kind of related that story a little bit just to let you know that
mm,
um, you're not alone in feeling that way. You know, just as a friend,
mm.
because I know it can definitely feel lonesome and thinking that I can't, you can never really know somebody's personal struggles or how they're going to feel about certain things. But I know that in certain ways, stuff like that can be crippling. And if it ever felt like that, I just wanted to recognize with you that it may be different circumstances and maybe a deeper level on some sort, but I can definitely understand where you're coming from.
And it is comforting to know that that other people are affected by media in this regard as well. Because I
Yeah.
was feeling kind of awkward just about the an existential crisis driven by reading that. Like it's a
Right.
fantastic manga and I do recommend it, but
Hmm. Yeah.
it still seems kind of an odd thing to you know, provoke a ongoing feeling of and like dread of your mortality.
Right. It's
Um,
it sounds like it'd feel pretty crazy.
mm,
I mean, because crisis is never fun to begin with, and then you're wondering just like when is it gonna happen? I'm not gonna be here one day. But then again, it's just mortality. But what sucks the most is when you constantly inhabit without wanting to analyze it.
yeah, it's just a constant dread that I can just feel clutching my heart,
Hmm. Yeah.
and like the only thing that gets me through it is thinking like I'm a big for those who haven't seen some like my videos where I bring it up, is I'm a big fan of transhumanism, which
Hmm.
is like think Ghost in the Shell, the cybernetic stare, or Adam Jensen, and
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
Um, there's also like biological transhumanism, but that's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Um, gene modding,
Right.
all that stuff. I'm a big fan of cyborgs and whatnot. That seems cool to me, so I'm going with for that.
That's
Um,
I never really thought about that kind of thing before playing Near Automata. Um,
haven't gotten around to that yet.
oh, it's so good.
I really want to play through the like original, like the Drakengard games.
Hmm.
Well, they don't really tie into it beyond that one ending in like I think the first one
Right.
as a lead into the original Nier. I
Right.
still feel like I still need to play, them, or at least the first one before I touch them.
It was.
Just
I didn't because I didn't realize that the Drakengard universe was connected to it until a viewer told me, or maybe it was
mhm.
you that told me. We might have been talking about it at one point. Um,
we we might have.
yeah.
We've known each other so long. It might have been had a
Yeah.
conversation over any stage.
Right. So, but no, it's such a good game. Multiple endings,
Hmm.
and but the story alone, like how these cyborgs and robotics and just it's just crazy. I'm not going to spoil anything, but
Hmm.
it's just crazy. It's such a good place, so I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it,
Yeah,
and
and I think it's over 40 hours long if you do the right path in the game, because if you there is one path you can take to where it just ends like within 2 hours.
hmm.
And it's like, oh come on, man, especially when you're recording it, and it's just like, really, that's it. I was prepared for like an 8 hour recording here. So it's crazy, but I definitely recommend it. Definitely
Hmm.
recommend it. So with because I've never heard it put that way though, like transhuman, um,
No, transhumanism, I think it is.
yeah, transhumanism,
Let
which
me make sure I'm getting it right.
yeah, which can obviously relate to like biologically, in robotics, so to speak, um, and so on and so forth. So that's what's crazy about humanity is that there's so much interchangeable with what we could mix with. It's just weird. Anyway, I'm going into this whole side thing here, but yeah, it's nuts, man. It is totally
I've did,
nuts.
I just to say this briefly, I had been looking a bit into this because um, both my interest in the panic about mortality kind of egging me on. There's like apparently various different groups looking into the mind uploading thing and whatnot.
Right, right.
There's various different groups. There's one group led by a Russian millionaire or something. I think it was Project 2045.
Okay,
It, 2045 Initiative. Apologies.
okay.
Um, but
And
yeah, they claim by 2045 we'll have the brain upload.
okay, and that's basically just saying that it's uploading your brain synapses as data, which does I'm not sure how far you've looked into it, but would that include your personality or just your memories?
It's the whole deal. You'll
Whole deal.
be, yeah, like that's their shtick is basically will be there's like four stages to it. Avatars A, B, C, and D, and um, Avatar C is an artificial brain with a human personality transferred into it when the person dies.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you could potentially live on forever,
Mm,
which is, again, on a personal note, is kind of like, I don't know how you see your channel, but like for me, this YouTube channel, I recently went through something last week that has hit me really hard. And a lot of people probably wouldn't get it, but you know, you might, and so probably so would other content creators. But I've been doing this. I've been doing it for 10 years. I mean, I just went through, and because of the whole COPPA thing on YouTube, I went through and I deleted pretty much every gaming video. I mean, I'm migrating them back over to Twitch, so they're still going to be there, most of them. But it was like going through and deleting 10 years of my life, you know? And
Yeah.
it was a heavy, heavy ass thing to deal with. So, with that said, though, digitally, this channel, aside from the people that know me, is my mark on the world. At some point, obviously, YouTube servers are going to be wiped, shut down, whatever. Um, but the channel's my legacy, you know, because I don't know personally if I'll ever have kids or whatnot. At this point in my life, I honestly could care less. But it's a mark you leave on the world, and it's your thoughts, it's your ideas, like what we were talking about earlier with, you know, putting yourself out there on the internet, um, with doing what you want to do and enjoying it, as well as putting your voice to it. Um, so it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's like I'm uploading myself to the internet. So
Yeah.
it's it's
It, it
it's crazy.
I just what you're saying there kind of I'm trying to remember. I remember reading something before, and it was kind of like that.
Hmm.
Like someone of yesteryear had a similar opinion on some older thing, but I can't remember what. Basically, I remember in English class we were learning some poem. I think it was a Shakespeare poem, and either he was saying it was kids that are our legacy and how we have an immortality, or it's poetry and the like.
Right, right.
Might have
Yeah,
gone for the former, but it one or the two.
right.
I'm trying to remember junior cert here, and it's just like
I
it's
got you.
asking a bit much.
I got you. Um, yeah, and again, as late as it is there too, it's let me ask you this on a personal note. What's the what's the longest you've gone without sleep?
Longest I've gone without sleep. Think 30 hours.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember. I remember I stayed up for an entire day and some, but
Right.
I can't remember where I capped out.
Okay. Did you
Uh,
did you record it?
no.
You should have. You should have. That would have been awesome. Because that's the length I did when I did that Warcraft stream.
Oh yes, you were. I remember before you were saying about the Guinness Book trying to beat the record.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to brag here, people. I promise. But it just got me thinking because I know that as late as it is there in Ireland, you've probably been up for a while now. Um,
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't get a proper sleep. I woke up at 6 yesterday,
oh snap!
and then I fell asleep at like 1 to 3. Was awake for a while, then fell asleep again.
Yeah.
Was awake for a while, then fell asleep again, and I've been up since or awake since like 2 today.
Yeah.
So it's been awake, asleep, awake, asleep. It's
Yeah.
I'm
That's good.
no, it's a mess. I'm not sure, you know, like
It
the sleep schedule is just all over the place.
it was the same for me because, like I said, I like the whole last 7 8 days, I've had so much anxiety pent up, like eating away at me,
Mm.
and I didn't sleep very well last night either. Like as of this recording, I got maybe 4 hours worth of sleep, and I'm such a big guy physically. I need at least 6 or 7 hours. But the problem is that that 4 hours was tossing and turning, you know.
Mm.
Um, so sleep is definitely important, but when you're a gamer, not so much important, I guess. Um, or a streamer for that matter, or a content creator, you know.
I,
Um,
I have I've spent many a night just awake for the entirety of it, just recording like 8
yes,
hours straight.
yes, yes, and it is, God, it is so unhealthy, but it's such a drive to
Mm.
want to do it. You know, I've wrestled with myself sometimes because I've thought, am I addicted? Am I addicted to recording? Am I, you know, is it going to kill me? Kind of thing. Um, because that's what I went through like the last 3 days, and it gets crazy. But it's part of creating, especially when you've done it for years.
Mm.
It's like you've basically programmed yourself.
For me, I find I don't really play games unless I'm recording them.
Hmm.
I have played a few games here and there where I haven't been, but for the last like 6 years, if I'm playing a game, barring the odd isolated occasion over that time span, I am recording it.
Yeah.
And it's just got, or it could be, an audio test, as much as I hate doing those.
Right.
Uh, just getting the audio balance right, it can be such a pain in the ass.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. That's trust me, I know. I have to do that every stream because something
oh
seems
God.
to go wrong. Something seems to go wrong.
One thing that has been helping with that has been OBS.
Hmm.
Because you can see like the audio bars bouncing, and it's as long as and they are actually accurate.
Right.
When I was using XSplit, you'd see the audio bars bouncing, and it's just showing that it's getting sound, even if your bar is higher than its bar, the the computer's sound bar, it's probably still louder than you.
Yeah, Streamlabs OBS is the same way, because I guess just like any other audio bar, it shows like yellow levels and then red levels. And
Mm.
when I'm streaming, I try to keep mine a little bit above the game audio. Um, but it does feed a little bit of anxiety when you're streaming though, because it's just like, okay, I gotta get this content right. I gotta get this video right. I don't want the gameplay over my voice, but I also don't want to be too loud to where they can hear the game audio. And so I'm constantly looking over, just like, okay, are the bars right? Are the bars right? Hey guys, how you doing? In chat and everything. And so, um, streaming is definitely a different level than creating. You know,
For me, I have two stresses.
yeah.
One, I am indeed recording, or my mic is actually down. I was recording a bit of WoW earlier, and my mic was aimed up at the ceiling.
Oh man.
I just rolled with it. Just
Yeah.
you know, I I wasn't re-recording the Rat of the Lich King Chromie event.
Oh,
Um, I was just I haven't played WoW in months, so I
yeah.
was finally getting the 15th anniversary done.
Nice.
Um, and that footage will be out in a couple months' time, I think.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, and you actually got it today, didn't you?
Yep.
You got your world destroyer? Is that the name of the mount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered it's the Deathwing mount. I cannot remember its name,
Right.
but
Definitely mount.
um,
Yeah. The DW mount. Yeah.
um,
You
where was
you I was talking in another interview. I was talking with Athena Bella. She's a friend of mine. She started playing Warcraft back in vanilla,
hmm,
and she her her Warcraft lore, um, encyclopedia of a brain, um, is really impressive. And
hmm.
I kind of, in a way, I kind of suggested to her. I was like, "Holy cow! You remind me of my buddy Palnai." Because you have, and you told me one time it's your source is Wikipedia. I get that, but at the same time, or not Wikipedia, it was something like that. But at
Well, Wiki
Wow Wiki,
or Wowpedia. I can't
yeah.
remember anymore.
Either way, it's a wiki. Um, and but at the same time, I said that's crazy. That's crazy. You remind me of him with the kind of Warcraft knowledge, because she can blow my mind on Warcraft knowledge as much as you can. So it was really cool. It was a totally relatable moment. So um,
Hmm.
but so crazy. All right. Well, holy cow! I didn't realize how long we've been chatting, dude. This has been awesome. Um,
It's just shy of an hour.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
well,
So this is definitely an extended interview. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But before we go, I did have a couple more questions for you.
sure.
Um, what is so obviously with recording? Is there anything? Are you to the extent of being, what's the word I'm looking for? is there anything you do as like a mantra, or like something for good luck, or something that is, um, I'm not sure how to word this. See, just like you, my brain is like it's tired, man. Um, is there anything you do before recording that is habit? I guess.
Hmm. I don't think so.
Okay.
Sometimes I might give like exaggerate gesture of me clicking my fingers, but that's just something I occasionally do.
Okay.
If there's any like mantra, it's almost me always checking the like when I have OBS open, it's just like you can hear me, you can hear the game, you can see it, and I am recording. I end up chanting that to convince myself I haven't, started recording with the recording paused or not on at all,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
indeed see it.
And that
I
the software can actually hear your mic.
Yeah, or I'm not after muting the game
Right.
because I remember recording a bit of Dragon's Dogma before, and the first 10 minutes of the set was just black screen. I've recorded many a thing before, recorded, and the recording isn't on or it's paused or something.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And then there's the other side of it where I think I've paused and it's still going.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
What do you use to record again? Do you use OBS to record?
yeah,
You do. Okay. Um.
I've.
Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I was just puzzled. The Discord window suddenly moved. It was because I'd opened OBS. It went into streamer mode.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Um. Yeah, because I use Streamlabs OBS. I use that to record. They just recently added, which is actually what I'm using right now. They just recently added the ability to have a record button. One thing I do miss, and maybe you'll agree with this, but maybe OBS has it. I don't know. I haven't used it in years, but I used to use some software called Bandicam, and Bandicam had when you're recording, the ability to pause um, mid recording, and then you can just pick up at the same spot in the video and just keep going. Like you don't have to do one part and then another part and then edit them together later. So, so
OBS recently gotten that. Recently got that.
did they?
Um,
Oh,
it was something I've really missed because XSplit had it,
right.
and when XSplit bugged out and dropped 7 hours of audio,
Oh yeah.
that still hurts. Um,
Okay, Streamlabs, you're on notice. You better add that soon. I swear, it is one of the most freaking handy things for content creators, man.
one thing
It's
that's one thing that would also be beautiful for them to add for well, when you're recording, something that auto cuts your episodes.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like
X XSplit currently has that, and I really do miss it. And I'm currently have issues because I don't have it. Um,
Bandicam had that, like autocomplete,
hmm,
where you could every 20, 30 minutes it would stop it and then restart it, like recording.
was did it do it seamlessly? Because
Yes.
there is a oh beautiful. There is apparently a way to kind of brute forcefully do it in OBS
Hmm.
via some like add-on you can put into it,
Right.
but it there is a gap of time lost,
Right.
um, which other methods don't have.
Yeah. No. Bandicam did have it. It really did. And I bought a lifetime license. I got it for like $30. It wasn't too bad. The only thing I drifted away from Bandicam for is that, at least for me, some of the most recent updates, like the CPU usage, just got insane.
Hmm.
I couldn't do because I got a decent system, but I couldn't do a whole lot with graphics wise because on the other side of it, I got Bandicam taking up like 30% of the CPU. So I was
Hmm.
like, man, this ain't gonna work. So Streamlabs OBS, thankfully, hasn't been too bad. It's topping out maybe a 10. So
Hmm.
it's kind of nice.
Just speak of tech issues for one sec. I've or concerns with recording. I've been recording in 1080p for the last
Mm-hmm.
couple of months,
Mm-hmm.
and I recently went to edit some StarCraft videos that were in 1080p,
Mm-hmm.
and the stutter on them. Um, all like the 720 footage was fine, but there's this constant audio stutter throughout the few hours I edited,
Right.
and the entire like I've this terror going on right now, which if the footage was auto cut in tint,
Yeah.
basically I'm scared of
The
the hours of footage I have can't be edited.
yeah, exactly. And that's
I,
and that again that's where editing recording videos kind of becomes a pain, because when you do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's just seamlessly, just as a series without double checking each video after you're done with each video. It's just like, okay, did I just lose 4 or 5 hours of decent video, or what's the deal here? So if that makes sense.
mm,
um, but all right, so yeah, it's and it comes with the territory though, man. It really does. I mean,
yeah.
when you're a content creator, even when you're a streamer, I would argue with streaming, it's there. It kind of puts you in a mindset when you first start doing it and you run into these bumps, because like me, I started out as a video recorder. I didn't really stream at all for the first 3 years I was here on YouTube. It was all videos. But then I became this multi-tiered streamer and video creator, and it was just like streaming is a whole nother level because you're live on the air. So what it did help me with is dealing with problems on the fly, and if I could fix it, I was just like, well, all right, it is what it is. So I guess it kind of, in ways, kind of helped me become a little bit more accepting of problems that arise. When it at first was just like, ah, crap, I just recorded an hour video, now it's lost. But with streaming, it's just like, I mean, look, I'm already live, people are watching. If I cut the feed, I'll lose viewership, and then I'll come back. Some people might stick around. So you just kind of go with it. So
Mm.
this is a little bit of a testament to the differences, I guess. But
Yeah, it's certainly an upside to it.
yeah, definitely. Would you, and I know you've talked about it, and we've touched on it this video, this extended interview. I know we're still going, folks. If you're still watching, you're a champ. I hope you enjoyed it. Um,
Still doesn't measure up to my 6-hour video.
that's true. That's true.
Well, sorry, I have two of them.
That's very true. But you're going to be the record holder for the interview in this series so far. I'll tell you that much. But that's what's always been so cool about you and me, is that we've there's, and dare I say, there's a connection with us, man. And I've always kind of felt it. You're a really awesome guy. You're a great content creator.
Oh,
Um,
shucks.
we have both had our struggles. We will continue to have our struggles. I am notoriously not the most efficient at keeping up with people, but um,
I'm guilty of that too.
yeah, it's a curse, man. I swear to God.
I was
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, I was just like I was meant to meet up with a friend uh, sometime last year, early last year. Then I got sick for a bit and ended up forgetting about getting back in contact with him. I still haven't.
Ouch. Yeah.
It just went on, and then I felt awkward and just like shit.
Right.
I want to talk to him, but
Yeah.
it's been 4 months since we're meant to have talked. Now
Right.
5, now 6, and now it's the next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just awkward.
Well, that's just like with doing this series. I mean, I've had to really, especially with work and everything else going on, especially the last week, I've really had to make time as much as I can to do these interviews and reconnect with older friends and chat with people. And
Mm,
it's a bit of a challenge when especially when you don't really do this for money.
mm.
You don't really do this for anything like that. You just do it because you like doing it. And when you like doing it, damn it, it is one of the best hobbies you can ever have. It really is. It comes with its pitfalls. It comes with its aggravations, its anxieties. but we still keep doing it for a reason, though, don't we?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, you guys, again, I hope you appreciated this whole interview. We kind of dove deep into things, a little bit deeper than where I expected. But this is it's always it just shows when it comes to levels of acquaintances and friendships and connecting with people, there can be unexpected things to happen. So, Palnai, man, again, I really appreciate you being a part of this. Hopefully, I didn't talk too much. You have been a
No.
great interviewee.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anything you want to throw out here at the last part? Any advice maybe you want to give people that are, let's say there's a creator out there that doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers. Um, what would be your advice to them? I mean, you've for all intents and purposes, and I mean this in no negative way, but you are a smaller YouTuber. Again, you deserve
Oh, very much so.
so many more subscribers with as much content as you pump out, and it is entertaining content and great games you play. What would be your advice to them to keep going?
Hmm. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, I just do it because I'm kind of obsessive about doing it. It's and like I was saying, I was filling that social niche for me since I have that one friend and and I don't get to meet up with him much and whatnot. So it's kind of hard for me to give advice because it's my experience is very much tied into this kind of narrow, you know, world narrow view here.
Okay.
Um, so it's kind of hard to find a way to express it as in any other way. Maybe
As
something. Maybe I could give something. I suppose I don't say generic because that's kind of putting it down, but
right.
um, again, it's probably for the best not to, you know,
Would you?
maybe it's just to be too tied up in the amount of views you're getting or subscribers, just to focus on the joy you find in it and
Yeah.
you know go from there.
Let me ask you this, and we risk going a little longer here, but something just occurred to me. With your subscriber numbers, right?
Mm.
You, like I said, you're a small YouTuber. Um, I mean, so am I by comparison. I mean, let's be honest. Most of the people we're interviewing here are small YouTubers, um, but they're they keep going for a reason. Obviously, your reason is to feel something, is to you know obsess over it, like you said. It's a bit of an obsession, and in a way. Um, but
That's being said, I do find fun in it. Just to be
right,
clear,
right,
just
exactly. It's not torture for you.
oh no, I really do enjoying it. I really like talking, despite my anxieties and my nervousness around people. The amount I
Does
wanted to run away from talking to people. Yeah,
right, right,
but I do actually enjoy talking. I've made the joke before that I don't have the gift of the gab. The gift of the gab has me.
right, exactly. But and that's and that's the thing about content creating though. You're not entirely closed off. You're putting something out there. You're outreaching in your own way.
Mm.
And that's to me that's the important part. Other people would probably argue against that, but to me that is something. That is something happening, and if it evolves into something better, so be it. But damn it, you're doing what you like. It is what you want to do, and that's what matters. But my question would be, do you ever see your subscriber count as a detriment?
Hmm. I never really think of it in that regard.
Okay.
I do feel bad that it isn't higher. I would love for it to be higher. I wouldn't mind making money off my videos. That would be great. Money's
Right.
good.
Right.
Greed is great. But mainly, I just get when I'm looking at my subscriber number, I'm either sad it's not higher, or that it's gone down, or I'm really happy it's gone up. It recently had a little bit of a spike, and might have been down to that Witcher show coming out on Netflix.
Might have been popular in The Witcher is definitely soared. That's for
I
sure.
got a ton of views since it came out on one of my Witcher videos.
Oh wow, it's
Uh,
awesome.
there is a character in the show, Mousesack.
Mm,
He's referenced in the first Witcher, though he also turns up in the third one under a different name.
right,
Um, but I did an episode named after him, and suddenly it's in the top 20 of my videos on my channel.
right.
So
Wow, that's crazy. It's crazy.
just
But that's that's marketing though, man. I mean, seriously, like
mm,
The Witcher title. You got a TV series. People are going to think about the books. They're going to think about the games. It's going to cause Let's Plays to go up. It's going to cause game sales to go up, book sales to go up. You know, it's all connected in that way in marketing.
mm,
Um, but that, I mean, again, it just says something that your subscriber count, while you would like it to go up and you wouldn't mind making money, and of anybody that deserves to make money, you've told me time after time, you're worried about copyright, and
oh yeah, I'm
you
petrified of it.
right, exactly. See, which is the total opposite of me, because I'm pretty reckless, to be honest, about copyright. And I'm honestly, knock on wood, I've been going this long. I haven't been shut down yet. And it surprises me. It honestly surprises me. But
Yeah,
but
I've seen.
go ahead.
No, no, you go. I cut you off. When I hear a gap, it's like I can talk, but
Yeah.
I need to stop jumping the gun.
No, you're good. I mean, we've had a really good flow. Um, but yeah, but I'm still going, and with the way the channel's going, I probably really don't have to worry about copyright a whole lot anymore. But would you say the copyright is another source of anxiety for you?
Very much so, because the whole legal side of things kind of just scares me.
Right.
So I'm just like, uh, just the idea of like getting strikes on my account and it getting taken down
Mm.
terrifies me because I have over 11,000 videos, I think, on my channel. Not all of them are public. I took down the first year or two of footage, and then the rest is stuff I've uploaded but not released yet.
Buddy, it's not the amount of videos. That is, God, that is a massive number. That is,
And there's even more stuck on my computer here.
oh,
I got a 2 terabyte, or was it 1 terabyte? Might be 1 terabyte hard drive over there, and it's just full of either footage I have uploaded but haven't gotten around to deleting yet because the OCD makes that a pain because I stopped trusting my own eyes.
you
I
people are
don't want to.
you people are hearing this, right? Like he's going around flaunting these numbers and size of his terabyte drive, and I'm just like, that's cool. No, that's crazy though. I mean, that's it's crazy. You're a total machine, dude. Seriously. All
Yeah,
right. Well, listen, man. I hate to cut this. Hopefully, you can get some
that's
sleep.
fine.
This has definitely been an extended interview. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, let me just
Certainly
go ahead
hope it
and
was entertaining.
yeah, definitely, and it's been great to catch up again too. And
Mm.
I'm glad you can make time for this. Um,
Oh yeah, of course. This has been a lot of fun.
it really has. I did want to put a note in here to the other interviewees. um, these interviews have been fantastic, and I cannot thank again Palnai and everybody else that has been a part of this project. Again, I don't know if this will take off, but I have definitely enjoyed it. It has gotten you guys introduced to new creators. Potentially, I'll interview some viewers at some point. Um, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys, please, I beg of you, please check out Palnai's channel. This guy is so fantastic, so endearing. It's crazy. And
Oh.
there will be a link to his channel down below. Obviously, also a pound I expect your check in the mail. But no, seriously, he's fantastic. He deserves so much more.
It's on
And
its way.
yeah, exactly. A nickel. Um, uh, what? I'm definitely gonna have you back on too. I definitely want to talk some more.
Mm.
And we'll talk ahead of time what's cool and what's not cool. But there are definitely some things, especially living in a different country, that I would like to see if anything's relatable to you in certain ways.
Sure.
because different, similar cultures in a lot of ways, but different policies and laws and stuff like that. So I'm always interested in that.
Hmm.
And we'll maybe we'll even talk politics a little bit or something if you're cool with that, and go from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I'm open with anything. If you've seen my
Okay,
Twitter account, I say
that's
stuff on
that's
there.
that's true. And you know what? That's a good point. If you guys want to follow him on Twitter, I'll put his Twitter link down below as well. So,
Thank
um,
you.
I actually I keep a separate account for everything else not related to gaming, just because of how I get. I'll have to follow you on the other account though. I'll send you a link, um, and we'll go from there.
I To be honest, it would be a smart idea for me, but it feels like too much energy.
Well, it really can be. I'm actually, mine's a bit of a parody account for the most part because I have one of my favorite characters from a book. I go under that alias,
Hmm.
um, and so it allows me to feel more free and open with discussing, especially political, because I'm very politically inclined.
Hmm.
Um, I've recently started to introduce some of my ideals when it comes to politics and stuff like that here on the channel, but I'm not quite there yet. I might be at some point, but I am definitely trying to keep it, a little subdued. Um,
Remember that 20-minute tangent I mentioned earlier in the interview?
hmm.
Yeah, that was I suppose, kind of political. So, so
Leave it to gaming, politics, religion, and well, various other things to get guys like us to red faced. So
yeah.
anyway, well, again, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, a big shout out to Palnai, sir. Again, thank you. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and say salute. I will see you guys next time. There are more interviews coming up, possibly more extended interviews. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to say salute. And remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. And I'll see you in the next video or stream over on Twitch. You need to follow my Twitch. Okay, you need to follow my Twitch. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.